Dear friends, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. On this Shabbat, we will be reading two portions of the Torah. One is Shemini, which is the regular Shabbat portion, and then the third out of the four extra readings we add during the month of Adar, Parah, which talks about the red heifer. Parsha Shemini has two sections. One section talks about the inauguration of the tabernacle, the first time God's presence was felt in a simple physical abode, in a very revealed way. And this set the tone for 1,300 plus years in various iterations, tabernacles, temples that stood from the desert to Jerusalem, and God willing, very soon, the third temple, which will stand eternally in the same place in Jerusalem, Mount Moriah. But the second half of the portion talks about kosher, the different types of animals that are kosher, fish, birds, and various things related to the items that we eat. And this is always very exciting for me, because kosher, which to many, and in truth, has no real logic and reason behind it. There's nothing really about one animal that it should be kosher and the other animal should not be kosher. Because we all know that health is not what drives kosher. Some of the most delicious kosher dishes, I'm sorry to tell you, are not that healthy, especially those that are deeply fried in oils, etc. It's driven by something else. And why is one animal kosher, one bird kosher, one fish kosher, and not the other? Because this is what God said. So true, by doing it, we are listening to God. But there's so much more to kosher. It is so rich, because we know that food defines us. And even today, when the world has become a melting pot, when you walk down the street, people ask, what are they going to eat tonight? They're going to eat Indian, they're going to eat Chinese, they're going to eat Thai. Are they going to eat South American? Are they going to eat Hungarian? Are they going to eat this English? What's the special food of Canada? Is poutine a Quebec or a Canadian dish? Food so easily identifies with the people that came up with the food or that eat the food. And even amongst Jews, gefilte fish gives you away that you're Ashkenaz. Dafina, that you're Sephardic, of the Moroccan descent. Food is so much of our identity. And no matter how much we just melt into this melting pot, the distinctiveness of food doesn't change. On the contrary, the more people that are interested in tasting the other person's food. And really, this is what kosher is all about. Kosher is about identity. We as Jewish people have a Jewish identity, and that is kosher. You know, when you travel Passover around the world, you know who's a Jew, whoever's not eating bread. But the whole year round, whoever eats kosher is Jewish. And wherever you travel around the world, you will know that you can eat here because it's a kosher home. And Jews are able to break bread together. And though the taste may be different, but the spirit of both eating kosher binds us in even a stronger way than the local culinary dishes of our nationalities. And this is what many of our rabbis tell us is the real spirit behind kosher. As Jews, we need an identity, especially today. We go out in the world when we're mixing amongst many people, both in schools, in university, in business, in our careers, in our social environments. We are mixing with the world. And when you're kosher, wherever you are, you know that 3 times a day, you have to take a moment and say, who am I? I am here with many other types of people, but I am kosher. And I want to tell you, I'd share with you a great story that happened many years ago in Vancouver with Rabbi Marvin Heyer, who's today very well known for his battling anti-tolerance and hatred, through the Simon Wiesenthal Center based in LA, now in Jerusalem. And many years ago, he was a rabbi in Vancouver. And Queen Elizabeth came to visit with her husband, Prince Philip. And they made a stately dinner, and they invited a lot of important people, hundreds of people. And Rabbi Heyer was invited as one of the Jews who was invited to the event. But he told them that I only eat kosher. They said, no problem, we'll arrange, you'll have kosher. And he said, kosher means that my plate, my cutlery, everything has to be kosher. And they said, no problem. And they seated everyone by the table, and by his place, they put the kosher cutlery, dishes, etc. And they're serving him the meal. And after the first course, Prince Philip gets up and says, I see many people here, but it doesn't look like many people necessarily know each other. You're coming from all different parts of the British Columbia landscape. Let's do something interesting. Let everyone get up and move to another place and sit down next to someone you don't know and get to know each other. Let's become more friendly. And people were excited. They got up and they started to move. But Rabbi Heyer is thinking, oi, if I have to move now, then I'm going to be sitting where the dishes are not kosher. What am I going to do? Not eat? It's not going to be nice. So he picked up his remaining dishes and cutlery and glass, and he started to walk towards wherever he was supposed to go. Prince Philip is walking around saying hi to people, and he sees a man, and he recognized a rabbi with the kippah, and he sees him walking with dishes. He goes over to him and starts a conversation and asks him, why are you walking with your dishes? You don't trust us that we're going to have dishes in the other place? And he said, no, I'm a Jew. I eat kosher. This is who I am. You ordered, so nice, they ordered kosher for me. But if I'm moving to another place, as per your suggestion, a great suggestion, I got to take my dishes with me. Now, when he started to walk with his dishes, some of the other Jews in the crowd felt very uncomfortable. This man is making us stand out and making us look weird and different. And they were showing like a snarls at him, and they were not looking at him very nicely, at Rabbi Heyer. But then when Prince Philip stopped and the conversation kept going, one of the prominent members of the Jewish community, who initially was very upset at Marvin Heyer and didn't tell him that, decided, let me join in. So he comes over and he says, oh, hello, Prince Philip, it's an honor to meet you. I'm also an important member in the Jewish community. So Prince Philip says, I'm sorry, you're a member of the Jewish community. He wasn't wearing a kippah, no identifier as a kippah. So he says, yes, sure, I'm a president of the federation. He says, so where are your dishes? Kosher is our identity because it's always something we do, we eat. Do one thing. Start eating kosher, whether it's at home, whether it is on a certain time of the year, whether it is a certain day of the week, whether it is one lunch a week. Start eating kosher. You'll find how greatly identity building kosher is, and how much we feel how we belong to something great, large, powerful, and eternal. And today's world of kosher rivals the best on any type of food you can find, from meat to fish to wine to any type of dish, the best catering, the best prepared dishes, off the shelf. Kosher has come a long way, even in the commercial basis. This is our weekly message. Eat kosher. Start eating kosher. Stop eating pork. Start somewhere. Lobster, shellfish, start somewhere. And you will be the greatest beneficiary of it all. I want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. God loves you. God bless you all. Shabbat candlelighting time in Montreal, 6:55 p.m. We love you all. Shabbat Shalom.